Every South African motorist has been affected by potholes. We try to dodge them as best we can, but sometimes they cost us very dearly. This year's summer of heat waves and rain made a cocktail perfect for cracking up tar roads, and our viewers exposed the hazardous state of the decaying road network. We have some important info on what to do after hitting a pothole and even ways to claim for damage on our website.
This is the R555 en route to Limpopo. For many years, electronic engineer August Morena has been commuting monthly from Johannesburg to his home in Burgersfort. He believes he's lucky to be alive because the 96-kilometer stretch of this road is so treacherous.
From Middleburg side to my box mine, there's potholes all over the place. I've suffered a lot on that road. Myself and my wife, we had to actually sleep at the side of the road because I lost 2 tires on my vehicle.
A pothole is not just a hole in the road. In the context of South Africa, it has become a symbol of a decaying road network and an infrastructure that's crumbling right before our eyes or underneath the wheels of our cars.
A pothole is the physical manifestation of a systematic breakdown in preventative maintenance.
And by studying potholes, Dr. Louis Ruet, a civil engineer, warns that these gaping wounds on our roads must be attended to.
When it comes to safety, the reasonable driver can expect a road that is reasonably safe for its intended use. That is a legal principle.
A signatory to the 2011 UN Safety Declaration, South Africa committed to halving road fatalities by 2020. This target was never met, points out Mtutu Nxumalo, past president of the South African Road Federation.
The government was supposed to work towards safer roads because in our country we travel a lot using roads because we don't have a good public infrastructure.
How quickly should a pothole be fixed?
Once a pothole is reported, it should be attended to within 3 days. And that's our standard in the country. But internationally, it should be attended within 24 hours because anything can go wrong because of that pothole.
As is August Morena's experience of the R555. Over the years, he's seen the road claim many victims.
In February, I went home. There was a huge pothole whereby one of the vehicles was trying to avoid the pothole, and then it went into a head-on collision with the oncoming traffic. 2 weeks later, one vehicle went at the back of the bakkie trying to avoid the same pothole. So it's dangerous.
Littered along the tarmac, the danger is glaring. When Carte Blanche called for viewers to submit their pothole horrors, our web and social pages were swamped, as recent heavy rains exposed the shocking state of the country's roads. Some light-hearted protests veiled a desperate plea for something to be done.
Curry's Post Road, they're probably catching mudfish. That's the way South Africa deals with it. We can only laugh.
We asked Dr. Ruet to pick out a few viewer posts to illustrate the magnitude of the problem.
This road has the symptoms of neglect over a long period of time. You can see scattered potholes there, all of them very dangerous. Once you've allowed the potholes to start developing, the pace of deterioration increases because the seal is open and water is the #1 enemy of roads. Second is traffic to then impact on that weakened road structure and make it fall apart.
So it's potholes like these that are very, very dangerous, especially near an intersection. In just the past 10 minutes that we've been here, cars have tried to avoid it, almost hit our cameraman, and can even cause accidents because of gaping holes like this on our roads.
The current figures are 142 billion rands lost to the economy due to accidents or incidents on the roads.
And potholes are responsible for between 5 and 10% of those incidents.
The cost of fixing a pothole would be in the order of less than R1,000. But if that pothole results in an accident where a vehicle overturns and people are killed or rendered quadriplegics, the claim could be 10 million rand.
The roads are an asset for everyone. It's not an asset for one person who is poor or rich. We come from home, go to work, go to schools, go to hospitals. We have these major assets that we don't look after. It will not be less than 5 trillion rands to replace the road infrastructure that we have.
The 10th largest road network in the world is taking strain as the shrinking national budget is prioritizing social needs and debt repayment, while roads take a back seat.
We have been having about 4% allocation to roads, which includes even new infrastructure. We were supposed to have 10% to maintain our infrastructure properly.
This shortfall is now critical. Typically, the lifespan of a road is about 8 to 10 years, but it has to be maintained to prevent having to rebuild before the end of its design life of 25 years.
It is not the rain that is the underlying cause of the problem. What is now suddenly a national explosion in potholes could have been prevented with proper seals and drainage management.
Which is why paved roads in 6 out of 9 provinces are in dire condition, with the Free State being the worst, prompting demonstrations from farmers and taxi drivers in Vicksburg.
The current network in South Africa, especially at provincial level, has deteriorated over years.
With around 750,000 kilometers of road network, proclaimed paved roads form about 163,000. So, there's pressure on government to upgrade the backlog of around 455,000 kilometers of gravel road. Deputy Minister of Transport Dikeledi Makadzi admits that particularly municipal roads are in bad shape.
Money will never be sufficient to be able to deal with infrastructure because you maintain, at the same time you must develop. The maintenance grant that the national department is always giving to the provinces and municipalities is never sufficient.
It's towns like Standerton, Mpumalanga that lie forgotten, steeped in decay, as traffic dances and bounces in ordered disarray around its scarred and mottled tar, and not without some near misses.
Here we have got potholes that have been reported maybe for years and not attended to.
Where's the disconnect? Because no matter how many complaints you log, nothing ever happens.
The authority that is in charge, whether it's a municipal road, if it goes to provincial department, if it's a road agency, they must take responsibility.
But Standerton is not alone. There are many neglected towns that mirror a similar state of infrastructure decline.
We often see Kimberley in the news for the wrong reasons, one of them being that sewage runs all over the road. Belfast, there's just a complete lack of doing the basics, which in terms of our extended public works program can be funded from national government.
Off route from the highly regarded Sanral National Roads, the economic hub of Gauteng has not come off unscathed, with road surfaces visibly disintegrating. To compound matters, a 63 million rands refurbishment of an old asphalt plant in Johannesburg that would potentially solve some of the city's road infrastructure challenges lay dormant for months.
It was scheduled to produce anywhere between 110 to 150,000 tonnes per annum. Unfortunately, the best we could see in the last report was that it produced its own 18,000 tonnes within a year.
DA Shadow MMC for Transport Johannesburg, Sean Kresh, is one amongst many campaigning for effective service delivery on roads.
We are in a crisis, and patching potholes is merely alleviating the pain for now, but the pain will only go away when the JRA goes back to its mandate of proper road maintenance and an asphalt plant that delivers on its mandate.
The JRA finally put the asphalt plant back to work on the 1st of April and is now on another potholes repair blitz after fixing over 95,000 potholes around the turn of the year. So fixing a pothole isn't just about filling a hole. It requires a whole set of procedures and people with the correct skills to do the job properly. Otherwise, the problems recur and good money is thrown after bad.
The cause of the challenges we are faced with starts with the political deployments. In South Africa, we have never had any minister that is technical in an infrastructure area. It's a disaster. The municipalities are also battling because of the same challenge.
There is a program that is funded by Sanral and another program that is funded by the department wherein we're working with several universities to make sure that we develop engineers. They will be deployed to municipalities and provinces.
Solutions are what's needed, and some municipalities, like Gucha in the Eastern Cape, turned to alternative methods and built a 3-kilometer stretch of road using a treated plastic road building technique that's cheaper. And when it comes to patching, this high-tech infrared option can fix potholes within 20 minutes. Even so, it's the tried and tested methods with a proven track record that should be applied right away, especially to high-risk roads like the R555.
We just say we are lucky if you arrived at your destination without hitting a single pothole. And we're just hoping that it doesn't rain, because when it rains, it's more dangerous.
It is now receiving attention as we are speaking. Not only are we talking about the roads in Limpopo, in Mpumalanga, most of the roads are receiving attention.
The economy is on its knees. We are on our tummies. And infrastructure is one of those elements that can actually ignite the economy to start running and be positive. If you put money on a road, you have brought in development.
Instead of waiting around for the country's ailing road network to be resuscitated, proactive citizens have taken to pothole patching. And at least there are some perks to a fractured infrastructure. When there's a shortage of water, simply visit your nearest pothole.
Thank you for watching our stories here online, and please subscribe below to become part of our YouTube community and be notified when we upload our latest content.